Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel and also happy birthday. This is your June 2021 love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. And we'll take a look at the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. I'll point out that this is a general reading, so while I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as their energy, if you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so now we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the 10 of coins in reverse. So this is actually a Virgo energy here, which for you guys is your 4th house, home, family, roots. So it could just be saying with this in reverse that, you might not have necessarily seen the potential for this to become a long-term commitment with this person. Or at the very least, it could just be saying that, you might have actually desired that with this person, but you just didn't necessarily see the pathway being clear as to how you would get there with them. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the 4 of chalices. So this is actually a Cancer energy here. And, usually the 4 of cups energy is an energy of not being happy with what's being offered to you, but at the same time not doing anything about it, right? So we see in traditional tarot, there's a guy sitting down with 3 cups in front of him. He doesn't look happy with them at all. There's a 4th one coming his way. He's still not happy, right? So that could have been the energy that this person was in, where maybe they were getting multiple love offers but weren't necessarily interested in any of them. But in this deck in particular, what always stands out to me is I don't know, just something about their facial expressions and just the scene in general just seems a little bit shady to me. So could be some outside interference that was getting in the way with this connection as well. So something to keep in mind with that. Could have been like gossip or someone else just trying to get between you guys. Just wanted to mention that. As far as elaborating a little bit further, in the present energy on your side, we have the 8 of Pentacles. So more Virgo energy here. So at the very least, especially with this in the upright, it shows me that you might have a little bit more faith in the ability to see this connection, play out in the long term now, and you could be putting effort in toward it. So for some of you, it could just be saying that this might be someone you've reconnected with, and maybe in the past it did dissolve, right, where you could have been headed on that path, and maybe for whatever reason this person was distracted, all different kinds of things that could have led to that. But in the present, it looks like you have at least a little bit more optimism, or at the very least you might have convinced yourself, you know what, let me try to put in a little bit more effort, right? So this could have just been one of those things where maybe you realized you weren't at the 10 of Pentacles level, but maybe you were still a decent level, through there if you're up to 8. And this could be you saying, all right, you know what, let me just give it a little bit more effort and see if we could turn this around and actually get that 10 of Pentacles energy to come through within the connection. All right. On their side, we have the 7 of Pentacles. This is actually Taurus energy here. And in traditional tarot, this is someone who looks like they're not necessarily happy with the progress they're making. So similar energy as that to what I see with the 4 of Chalices energy that they have as well, where, something about this person that just doesn't seem like they're really putting in the effort or nearly as enthusiastic or hopeful about the connection as you. Now, in this deck in particular, as you could see, it looks a little bit more optimistic as far as, it's usually just represents the energy of people reconnected and just, taking time to relax with each other, nothing too crazy, but at least it does show the togetherness there. So for some of you, could just be leaning toward that, saying that the two of you might both be putting in an honest effort to work on the connection now. All right. In the future position on your side, we have Wisdom, which is the High Priestess in traditional tarot, and 4 of Coins. So interesting, you have Pentacle energy in all 3 positions for you guys. So on the one hand, to me, that shows me that you at least have a desire for some stability as far as that goes, right? Because, obviously that's not your natural energy, the Pentacles. But it's interesting to see, we had the 10 in reversed, and we see the 8 of Pentacles upright, and now we see the 4 of Pentacles. So, especially if we look at her facial expression, right? It looks like she's a bit disappointed, and there's someone off in the distance there. So, could just be saying that, this could be you coming to that realization that, you know what, I've put in the effort. Doesn't seem like I'm getting the same level of energy from this person. And, maybe necessarily, not necessarily being happy with it, but possibly realizing that you might want to cut your losses. Now, I do have to say for some of you, though, too, again, pointing out the fact that you guys have so much pentacle energy. If we look at the artwork in the wisdom card, we see she has her back turned to that guy that's in the bed with her, right? And she looks like she's looking at a book. So this could just be saying for some of you, if you're just so wrapped up in your finances, right? Especially that Jupiter just moved into your 10th house, for example. So that could be part of the reason why that energy is kicking up for you. Maybe a desire to really progress in your careers. Could just be saying if you're the ones who are just dedicating way too much time to your work, eventually this might lead to this person actually leaving the picture, at which point, it looks like we could see she would be disappointed with that, so that's another way it could play out for you guys. For the majority of you, I think it's more of the first story, but I did want to at least throw that second option out there. All right, future energy on their side, we have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is Capricorn energy here. And 2 of Pentacles in the upright, of course, we tend to think of the traditional tarot as the guy looks like he's trying to juggle the 2 pentacles, right? And here in this deck in particular, too, if we look at the artwork, it looks like he's coming close to her, but seems a little bit reluctant and hesitant to actually touch her, right? So could this be saying if that's the energy that this person was in, right, where it wasn't necessarily, that they didn't have interest, but for whatever reason they could have had like a level of shyness or uncertainty about moving forward with the connection. With this coming up in reverse, could just be saying that now they might finally put the effort in. So, it's interesting because it makes me wonder if that's going to be one of those things that happens after you pull away, possibly. But looks like there's a bit of a disconnect. The interesting thing is, though, they have pentacle energy in the present and the future. You had it in all 3 positions, but could just be saying that they are, maybe just a little bit, they take a little bit longer to warm up to the idea of stability. Let's just put it that way. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Ace of Coins. So, looks in a way looks similar to the 10 of Coins, just as far as there's like so much fertility, right? So could just be saying that, maybe this is what energy you guys are in that make you want to give it another go, right? Or like I said, for some of you, this 10 of Pentacles could just be saying that the relationship might have broken up altogether. And now in the present, it looks like you're wanting to put the effort in. So it could just be, like I said, an infusion of you guys feeling optimistic again. Like, you know what? I think this can go to distance. Let me put in some more effort toward it. All right. Bottom of the deck on their side, we have the 9 of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy here. And, 9 of Pentacles in traditional tarot is usually referred to as a very single and independent energy. And what always sticks out to me with the artwork in this deck is, for one, we see that fire in the background, right, which represents that passion. But also, if we look, he's like, cutting a strand of her hair. So to me, especially with the 9 of Pentacles archetype in mind, it makes me think of this person possibly having a mentality of, they do want you around to a certain extent, but they also want their freedom, right? So they want to be able to take a piece of you with them, but they don't necessarily want to stick around for anything long term, so definitely keep that in mind. This energy does seem a little weird on the right, but we'll see what the oracle cards add to the mix. All right, so first we'll see if we get anything from Haka Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this before we started recording, and what I'm going to be looking for is just some jumpers as far as unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll just move on to the next deck, but occasionally we get extra messages here. Okay, got one there, and we'll see if we get any from them to you. Alright, nothing come up yet, but I'll give it a few more shuffles. Yep, nothing coming up there. Alright, so we'll see what we got on your side. Okay, we have embarrassed. It says, I know I've acted childishly. I don't know how to approach you now. Interesting. I don't really see that energy on your side, just especially given that there is so much pentacle energy for some of you. But let's say if you did walk away from the connection, or like I said, for at least some of you, there's that possibility where you just might be putting all of your energy into your finances and kind of neglecting the connection with this person to the point where it might cause them to just, pull away from the connection. Like, okay, well, Gemini's not giving me any energy whatsoever toward the connection. So if that's more of your storyline, then that could be one of those things where, like I said, if that is how it plays out for you, just since there was so much pentacle energy there, we see looks like she doesn't necessarily look too happy, and then there's that guy off in the distance, right? Whereas here, it looks like he's still physically with her, but she's not paying any mind to him. So that's more of your energy. I could see where maybe that would play out where, you might feel like you messed up if that's the case. So at least you'll be forewarned if that's the case, if that's the path you guys are on. But other than that, I don't necessarily see this playing out with the spread too well. But hopefully you got something from that. And next we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck here. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this as well, but here I'm just looking for one with general advice to wrap up with. Oh, got two, so hold on. All right, and so we have mending. All right, well, I would say this would fit for those of you where I was saying with that Ten of Pentacles, maybe the connection was broken altogether. And then we have Treasure Island. I will say these Oracle cards look more optimistic than a general spread does, but we'll see what the actual messages say. So we'll start with mending. And let's see. Okay, it says forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. The Oracle's message. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal. The pain, the memories, the echoes of resentment, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. So, interesting message there. Again, I didn't necessarily see like an argument type of energy, but given that we did see the embarrassed card come up, it's possible that you guys did go through something like that. So if that's the case, hopefully that resonated with you. And the relationship message says you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. So interesting message there where it makes me think, with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Cups energy on their side in the past, if there was some disappointment you guys went through, maybe it's saying that you guys might, put in the effort in the present, but without necessarily having properly addressed what happened in the past. So that could be what it's saying there as far as, that could be what's causing the blockage for you guys. So hopefully that resonated. All right, and we'll see what Treasure Island says. There's the artwork, and the number is 9. All right, it says the law of attraction, bringing dreams into fruition, the results of positive thinking made manifest, abundance appearing as if from nowhere, financial gains, and the sharing of good fortune. The oracle's message: you've worked hard and acted upon your unwavering belief in abundance, and suddenly, in the midst of it all, you hit the jackpot. You have uncovered the map to buried treasure and tapped the unlimited potential within you. What you must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot, because some of these golden opportunities may be obvious, but others may not be so readily apparent. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase where all the long, hard work navigating your inner life is now paying off externally. In all aspects of your life at this time, you have good fortune. Don't forget to enjoy it and share it with others, as treasure shared multiplies like magic. So, pretty positive message there. And, I do have to say, given that did seem to mention abundance as far as, all the pentacle energy you guys have, it could just be saying that that's possibly what's happened for you guys too, where maybe there was some financial difficulty in the past and maybe you're coming out of that energy. And that could be what helps clear up the blockages in your other connections as well. But hopefully that resonated. The relationship message says your relationship is a treasure, providing even more than you need, but you may not see that right now. No matter how long you've been together, you and your partner are always discovering hidden gems about yourselves and each other. Now is a time of discovery. It's as if everything is in sync and everything is new again. Romance blooms and love is in the air. You can be assured that this partnership will bring you great gifts and valuable lessons. Keep your heart open. The message of this card is to celebrate love and what it teaches you. So, definitely an interesting message there. It stood out to me where it said, providing even more than you need, but you may not see that right now. So, that to me makes me think of that pessimistic energy that, quite frankly, looks like both of you had in the past. So, it could just be saying that you guys might be coming out of that, possibly. With retrograde cycles, if there's already something that's off the rails, like it looks like there could have been in the past year, the retrogrades can actually help heal that in a positive way. And also, I would say on the flip side of that, if things always felt fine between the two of you, but now all of a sudden it seems like, you feel like really disconnected and disjointed with them, I would say try to ride that out if that's the case, because on the flip side of that, if things are already good, the retrograde could actually make things seem, a little bit out of whack. And then if you overreact to that, then you might have to redo that in the future too. So, yeah. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there. Once again, happy birthday. I'll see you guys next month. All right. Bye.